father.
Ms. Wattis?
Yes, Your Honor, the attorney ad litem for Amethyst, the child.
Mr. Nisenblatt, would you like to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to announce to the court that this morning, Mr. Jenkins and I had been talking, and I received information from Mr. Jenkins this morning that we have an agreement based on an affidavit of relinquishment regarding the mother. And the department would like to proceed.
Okay.
It has not yet been filed, but excuse me, Your Honor. I believe that's
Has it been
that's the
signed?
agreement. It's my understanding it has been signed.
Your Honor, is it okay to respond?
Yes.
Alexandra is sitting here with me, and she has executed an affidavit that has been witnessed and notarized and each page initialed. And the agreement, our understanding is that the grounds will be on the affidavit only and not D&E grounds.
Okay. I will. You may proceed on the basis of the affidavit of relinquishment.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the department would like to call Ashley Carnahan, the conservatorship caseworker.
Hey, would all potential witnesses raise your right hands, please? Do you swear the testimony you give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may proceed.
Ms. Carnahan, as a representative of the department, does the department consent to the affidavit of relinquishment of this child by the mother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you believe that's in the best interest of this child?
I do.
And the department would proceed with this ground for termination?
Yes.
And who does the department know to be the biological father of this child?
The biological father to this child is unknown.
And have you completed an affidavit of due diligence in trying to search for an identity or location of the biological father?
Yes, sir, we did.
And is there any new information since the filing of that affidavit regarding the unknown father to share with the court?
No, sir.
And do you believe it's in the best interest of this child that this unknown father's parental rights be terminated?
Yes, sir.
And what it would be the permanency plan for this child if the parental rights of the biological parents are terminated?
The permanency goal would be relative adoption. She is currently in a kinship home that is now licensed, and the goal is for the aunt to adopt Amethyst.
Okay, so where she's staying now is hopefully her forever home?
That's correct.
And is this placement, have they demonstrated they can provide for the child's current needs?
Yes.
Okay, and have they demonstrated proper parental abilities to care for this child now and in the future?
Yes.
Pass this witness.
Mr. Jenkins, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, do you have any questions for this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. But first, Your Honor, I would request that the court take judicial notice of the file. And in that file, I have filed a affidavit of diligent search and also the department's affidavit of diligence.
Any objection?
No, sir.
Okay, I will take judicial notice of that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, in the department's procedure regarding the unknown father, did the department do a search of the paternity registry?
Yes, sir.
And did you find any names there?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Wattis?
No questions, Your Honor.
Any further testimony, Mr. Nisenblatt?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Jenkins, do you have any testimony to present?
I would briefly call Alexandra Ledesma.
Okay. She was sworn when I swore everybody in, so you may proceed.
State your name.
Alexandra Ledesma.
Let me know if y'all can hear us good. We have our masks on. Alexandra, you have this morning signed an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment of your parental rights. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And it has been witnessed by 2 witnesses and notarized by folks in my office, correct?
Correct.
And were you able to read this document and have an opportunity to ask me any questions that you wanted about it?
Yeah.
Was your signing of this document done free of duress or coercion and because you felt like it was what was best for your child?
Yes.
And are you asking the court to accept this affidavit and proceed to terminate your parental rights with Amethyst based on this affidavit only?
Yeah.
And this was not easy for you to do. And this does not mean that you don't love your child. Is that correct? It's okay. But you are doing this because you do love your child. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you approve of the placement where she is,
Yes.
and you know that that is in her best interest. Your Honor, that's all the questions I have for Ms. Ledesma.
Mr. Nissenblatt, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, no questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Ma'am, have you identified a potential father of this child to the department?
Other than the one that got the DNA test, no.
And that was my next question. The one that you identified, are you aware of whether or not they performed a DNA test on him?
Yes, I was.
And he was ruled out as the father?
He is not.
And so you don't have any idea who the other father might be,
No.
or the father might be?
No.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Waters, do you have any questions for this witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Jenkins, do you have any further testimony to present?
I missed a question, and I just want to get it on the record. You understand that this document severs the legal relationship between you and Amethyst completely and forever, and that you won't be able to go back to court and ask for custody. We've talked about that, correct?
Correct.
You have to say where she can hear you. Yes,
Yes, correct.
that's all, Judge.
Mr. Wilson, do you have any testimony to present?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Waters, do you have any testimony to present?
No testimony, Your Honor, just a statement from the line.
Okay, you may proceed.
Your Honor, I've had an extensive visit with Amethyst, and she is really, really close to Claudia and the aunt. And Claudia is really the cousin who is going to or planning to adopt Amethyst. She is a happy little child. She sits there, she's able to talk and talk to you like a grown little child that doesn't really reflect her actual age, but she is able to communicate. She does seem very happy, again, very, very bonded to Claudia. And that really is all that I have as far as a statement for Amethyst. I do think that this is in her best interest. This is where she seems cared for. This has been the home that she has known pretty much most of her life, Your Honor.
Who is going to report for CASA?
I am, Your Honor. I've had the pleasure of being Amethyst CASA and advocating for her. Before COVID, there was no concerns at all. She is bonded, and even during COVID, we've been able to communicate, keep in touch. They would FaceTime. She's growing, thriving. It's true what the attorney ad litem reported. Amethyst was in this home and bonded to the Aunt Claudia and Celia before CPS was even involved. So this is her forever home. They have been very protective and safe and loving and giving her a stable environment. And as the attorney ad litem also said, she's very verbal now. In the beginning, she wasn't. There were a lot of emotional things going on with her, but since then, she has grown a lot and really thriving in their care. And I do feel it's in her best interest to remain there and that Claudia be able to adopt her.
Mr. Nissenbach, do you have any questions for Casa?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, do you?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Wattis?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Anything further from anyone?
Judge, I have a question about the affidavit. Do I get it?
Oh, I'm
in the
sorry.
minute?
I left you out of that. Okay, yes, sir. You may proceed.
Well, I don't want to proceed. I just want some instruction on what to do. Should I e-file the affidavit?
Oh, I thought you were asked, I thought you meant you had a question you needed to ask Ms. Elam. Yes, you can e-file the affidavit.
Okay. Now I'll go do, I'm going to go give that to Stacy now to go ahead and e-file. Is that
Okay.
appropriate?
Okay. Mom, I want to say that it's not lost on us that you're making a difficult decision and one that you believe is in the long run in the best interest of your child. But we don't discount how tough a decision that is. And thank you for stepping up and making the decision you think is best. And with all that, I will, based on the affidavit of relinquishment and for mother and with regard to the pleadings and testimony for the unknown father, the court will terminate all current parental rights, find that it is in the best interest of the child. And the department is named as permanent managing conservator and the current placement is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Elam, this is not part of the hearing, but did I understand that Phyllis Barker had a bad fall?
I was not aware, Your Honor.
Okay, y'all might want to check it. I heard that and she may be in the hospital. And
I will find out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This